there comes a moment when the noise outside gets louder than your thoughts, when you're drowning in routine, scrolling through empty minutes, convincing yourself this is all life has to offer, but deep down you feel it. The ache, the pull, the quiet rebellion inside your bones saying this isn't it. And that moment right there, that's the beginning. Not everyone gets there. Some run, some numb, some stay asleep their whole lives. But you wouldn't be hearing this if change wasn't already crawling through your bloodstream. You're not broken. You're just misaligned. You don't lack motivation. You lack vision and the truth. It hurts before it heals. You'll lose people. You'll lose comfort. But you'll find you. You'll see parts of yourself you buried under fear, under shame, under the lie that you're not enough. But now you're ready to change. Not because someone told you to, not for applause, but because your soul is starving for more purpose, more peace, more truth. So burn the excuses, break the cycles, and build the version of you that no one believed could exist. It's not too late. It's just time. Awareness precedes change, and that's why most people stay stuck. Not because they can't change, but because they don't see why they should. You won't even notice the door unless you're ready to walk through it. You won't see the pattern until it starts to cost you peace. You won't feel the weight until your soul gets tired of carrying it. Most people live on autopilot, same routine, same excuses, same emotions recycled day after day. And they call it normal, but then something shifts, a moment, a breakdown, a sudden stillness, or maybe just a whisper that says, this can't be it. And that's the spark, the crack in the lens, the second you become aware. You can't unsee it. The toxic habits, the empty conversations, the fake smiles, the potential you've been ignoring. You start to question. You start to feel. You start to realize you've been living someone else's story, playing small, settling, dimming your light just to fit in. And when that awareness hits, it burns because now you know. Now you can't pretend. Now you can't blame anyone else. Now it's on you. But that's the beautiful part, because awareness is power. It's the first real step. The moment the blindfold falls off, the moment the fog lifts, suddenly the life you once accepted feels too tight, too loud, too dull. You crave meaning, you crave growth. You crave the version of you you've never fully met. And all of that starts with seeing, not changing yet, just seeing the truth, seeing the damage, seeing the possibility. That's where it begins. Because until you're mentally and emotionally ready, you won't even know that change is an option. But once you **, the whole world starts to look different. Discomfort is the signal, that quiet, restless ache inside you. It's not a flaw. It's not weakness. It's not something to run from. It's a message, a whisper from your deeper self, saying something isn't right. It's the silent alarm that goes off when you've stayed too long in a place you've outgrown. It's the pull in your chest when your life doesn't match your potential. It shows up in boredom, in frustration, in that lingering emptiness you can't explain. And most people, they try to silence it. With distractions, with noise, with people, with temporary highs. But discomfort doesn't go away when you ignore it. It waits, and it grows, until one day it gets loud enough that you can't unhear it. That's the moment most people call a breakdown, but really, it's a breakthrough, because that discomfort, it's not the enemy, it's the invitation. It's the sign that your soul is ready to expand, that you were never meant to stay stuck, never meant to settle, never meant to shrink yourself just to feel safe. It's the sign that something inside you is waking up, that your inner world is calling for alignment, that it's time to move, to change, to grow. And yes, growth hurts, but so does staying the same. Discomfort is the cost of transformation. It's the growing pain that says, you're not where you're supposed to be. So don't numb it, don't fear it. Feel it, listen to it, let it guide you, because that pain you feel inside, that restlessness, that uneasy feeling you try to shake off, it's not here to destroy you. It's here to wake you up, to push you out of comfort zones that became cages, to remind you that there's more to life than surviving. There's more to *U* than you've allowed yourself to explore. And it all begins with that signal, that sacred discomfort, telling you it's time to move forward. You are not broken. Let that sink in. You are not some damaged thing that needs to be fixed. You are not a mistake. You are not a lost cause. You are not behind. You're just misaligned. You're living a life that doesn't reflect who you truly are. You've been walking roads that weren't built for your feet. You've been chasing things that never fed your soul, and now you feel stuck. You feel tired. You feel disconnected. But none of that means you're broken. It means you're off track. It means your heart is searching for alignment with truth, with meaning, with the person you were meant to become. And the solution isn't to fix yourself. The solution is to find clarity, to get honest about what matters to you, to figure out what you value, what you believe in, what you were born to do. Because when you don't have clarity, you move blindly. You say yes to things that drain you. You settle for relationships that shrink you. You wake up feeling lost, not because you're weak, but because you're unfulfilled. Purpose isn't just about doing something big. It's about feeling connected to your actions, feeling alive in your choices, feeling like your life means something to you. And when you begin to live from that place, when your values align with your habits, when your thoughts align with your truth, you start to feel whole again. Not fixed, not perfect, but centered, steady, grounded in who you are. You stop performing. You stop comparing. You stop looking outside for validation, because you realize you were never broken to begin with. You were just trying to make sense of a world that kept pulling you away from yourself. And now you're coming back to your core, back to your truth, back to the version of you that doesn't need to be saved, just remembered. You don't need repair. You need realignment, and it starts the moment you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What part of me have I been ignoring?" Vision is stronger than motivation. Because motivation fades, it comes and goes. It's easy to chase when you feel good. It's easy to start something new when the energy is high. But what happens when the excitement wears off? What happens when life gets heavy, when the road gets long, when no one's clapping anymore? That's where vision steps in. Vision isn't a mood, it's a map. It's a deeper knowing that pulls you forward, even when everything around you tells you to stop. You see, when you don't have vision, you rely on willpower. You rely on force. You drag yourself through days, pushing with empty strength, hoping something external will give you a spark. But when you have vision, when you have a clear why, the energy doesn't need to be forced, it flows. You wake up with direction. You take hits and keep moving, not because you're superhuman, but because you know where you're going. You can see it. You've already walked through it in your mind. You've felt the future in your bones. And that image, that feeling, fuels you more than any temporary motivation ever could. It becomes your anchor in chaos, your fire in the cold, and even on the days you doubt yourself, you return to that vision. You remember who you're doing it for. You remember what's waiting on the other side of your discipline. Vision gives pain a purpose. It turns sacrifice into strategy. It makes the grind meaningful because it's not just about the task, it's about who you're becoming in the process. So if you're feeling stuck, don't look for more motivation. Don't wait for a perfect mood. Close your eyes. Picture the life you crave, the peace, the freedom, the impact, the feeling of waking up proud of who you are. That's your fuel. That's your compass. Because once you can see your why, your feet will find a way, and the energy it will come. True transformation is lonely. No one really tells you that part. Everyone talks about success, about leveling up, about becoming your best self, but no one warns you that the path to becoming that version of you often means walking away from everything that once felt safe. From people, from places, from patterns that used to define you. Growth isn't just about adding more to your life. It's about letting go of approval, letting go of comfort, letting go of versions of you that kept others comfortable but kept you small. And that's hard because you'll start to see things differently. You'll start to think differently, and people will notice. Some will get uncomfortable. Some will pull away. Some will say you've changed, and you have. But what they don't see is the silent battles behind that change. The nights you sat with yourself, questioning everything. The pain of becoming self-aware, of breaking your own cycles, of learning how to be alone without feeling lost. That's the part no one claps for, the inner work, the isolation. The moments of doubt where it feels like no one understands what you're going through. But that loneliness, it's part of the process. Because transformation isn't group work. It's personal, it's intimate, it's sacred. You're not just changing your habits, you're changing your identity, and that means some people won't recognize you anymore. Some connections will fade. Some conversations will stop making sense. And it'll hurt, but it's not rejection, it's redirection. Because in that lonely space, you'll meet yourself, the real you, the one who isn't filtered through anyone else's expectations, the one who doesn't shrink to fit in. And from that place, you'll begin to attract people who see you not the version you performed. You'll build new patterns, new standards, new strength. It's lonely, yes, but it's also where you become unshakable. Where you stop needing to belong and start becoming someone worth belonging to. Pain is part of the process. It's not a detour. It's the path. You can't outrun it. You can't skip it. You can't grow around it. You grow asterisk through asterisk it, and yes, it hurts, the letting go, the unknown, the silence between who you were and who you're becoming. But that pain, it's not punishment, it's proof. Proof that you're shifting, stretching, stepping into something new. Pain is the body's way of healing and the soul's way of evolving. Every time you break a pattern, you break a piece of comfort. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you feel the sting of sacrifice. Every time you leave behind the familiar, you grieve, even if what you left was hurting you. That's real, that's raw, that's necessary. Because pain is the currency of becoming. You pay it in tears. You pay it in lonely nights. You pay it in tough decisions no one claps for, and what you get in return is strength. Not the kind that looks strong, the kind that asterisk is asterisk strong, resilience, clarity, peace that doesn't shake when life does. But it costs comfort, it costs your old self, and that's why so many people stop. They feel the pain and think it means something's wrong, but the truth is, it means something's working. It means the roots are growing deeper. It means the foundation is being rebuilt. Real growth doesn't feel good at first. It feels like resistance. It feels like loss. But over time, it starts to feel like freedom. Because once you've survived the pain, you realize you're not the same. You're clearer. You're lighter. You're more asterisk you asterisk than you've ever been. So if it hurts right now, don't run, lean in, breathe through it, let it shape you, because on the other side of pain is power. And every tear you cry, every fear you face, every battle you fight in silence, it's building the version of you that nothing can break. The old version of you must die, not in anger, not in shame, but in truth. Because real change, real, lasting, soul, deep change requires letting go of who you've been. You can't step into your future while clinging to your past. You can't carry your old habits, your old stories, your old wounds into the next level of your life. They don't fit there anymore, and that's the hard part, because the old you is familiar, predictable, safe even if it's painful. It's the version that got you here, but it can't take you further. That version of you made choices based on fear, based on survival, based on needing to be liked or needing to feel in control. And maybe that version was necessary once, but now it's holding you back. You can't grow into the person you were born to be if you keep defending the person you used to be. There comes a point where you stop patching up the old identity and decide to release it completely. You stop explaining your patterns. You stop justifying your limits. You stop rehearsing your past. And you let it fall, you let it burn, because the new you, the real you, isn't found by fixing the old version. It's found by becoming someone else entirely, more honest, more free, more grounded in truth, not fear. But death always feels like loss, even when it's necessary. So you'll grieve, you'll feel uncertain, you'll feel like you're floating between two lives, no longer who you were, not yet who you're becoming. And that space in between, that's transformation, that's the shedding, that's the rebirth. So don't fear it, honor it, mourn what needs to go, but don't reach back for it. Because every time you release another layer of your old self, you get closer to truth. You get closer to peace. You get closer to the version of you that doesn't just survive but finally lives. You don't owe the world an explanation, not for your growth, not for your healing, not for the quiet decisions you make to protect your peace. You don't have to justify why you're changing, why you stopped texting back, why you walked away, why you chose yourself for the first time in years. Your evolution doesn't need validation. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone is meant to, because the path you're walking now isn't meant for the crowd. It's meant for you, and that means you'll outgrow people. You'll outgrow conversations. You'll outgrow places that once felt like home. And when that happens, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to shrink your truth to make others comfortable. You don't have to wear a mask just to stay accepted in rooms where you no longer belong. Let them misunderstand you. Let them wonder. Growth is often silent, personal, unseen. But just because they can't see it doesn't mean it isn't real. You're allowed to disappear so you can re-emerge whole. You're allowed to go quiet so you can hear your own voice again. And you're allowed to stop showing up for things that no longer feel aligned. Because this journey, this becoming, isn't about approval. It's about truth. It's about standing in who you are without needing permission. It's about walking forward even when no one claps, even when they question your choices, even when they whisper your name like a mystery they couldn't solve. Let them. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be free, free from the weight of performing, free from the need to explain what your soul already knows. So move in silence if you must, grow in private. Protect your process, and trust this: what you're building doesn't need to be seen to be sacred. You are the project and the architect. No one's coming to save you, no mentor, no relationship, no perfect moment. It's on you to build, to rise, to shape the life you keep dreaming about. And that truth, as heavy as it may feel, is also your greatest power. Because it means you don't have to wait anymore. You don't have to be chosen. You don't have to be rescued. You don't need permission. You just need a decision to take responsibility, to own your direction, to stop hoping for a lifeboat and start building your own ship. You are the blueprint. And you are the builder. Every thought you think, every habit you choose, every boundary you set, that's construction. Brick by brick. Step by step, you are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. And if you don't take control of the design, life will hand you a plan that doesn't belong to you, one based on fear, on comfort, on other people's expectations. But you're not here to live on autopilot. You're here to create, to rise from the ground up, to build a foundation so solid that nothing outside of you can shake what you've built within. It won't be easy, it won't be quick, but it will be yours. Yours to wake up to, yours to protect, yours to be proud of. So stop waiting for the right time. There is no perfect day. There is only asterisk now asterisk. Right now, you get to lay the next stone, make the next decision. Take the next step. No one else can do it for you. They can cheer, they can support. But the work, the vision, the responsibility, that's yours. Because you are the project, the work in progress, the masterpiece under construction. And you are the architect, the one who decides what gets built, what gets torn down, and what gets left behind. So own it. This is your future, and it's being built by the choices you make today. Now is the time. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when you feel more confident, more ready, more perfect. Now, because the fact that you're hearing this means something inside you is already shifting. You're not here by accident. You didn't land on this moment by mistake. You were drawn here by something real, something deeper, a part of you that's tired of waiting, tired of holding back, tired of wondering what life could be if you actually went all in. This is your signal, your moment, your turning point. You've done enough thinking, enough doubting, enough preparing. Now it's time to move to step into the version of you that's been calling your name for years. The stronger you, the clearer you, the one who knows exactly what they want and isn't afraid to go after it. You don't need more time, you need more truth. And the truth is you're ready. You might not feel ready. You might still hear the fear whispering, "What if I fail?" But readiness doesn't mean the fear is gone. It means you're willing to go forward anyway. Willing to take the step, even if your legs shake. Willing to trust yourself, even if the path isn't fully lit. Because deep down, you know the cost of staying the same is far greater than the risk of change. You've already waited long enough. You've already tried to fit into spaces that didn't honor who you are. You've already played small just to feel safe. But that version of you is fading, and what's rising, what's waking up inside you is powerful. So take the leap. Write the chapter, start the thing, say the words. Leave what no longer serves. Whatever it is, do it now, not perfectly, not with all the answers, just with courage, because the door is open, the moment is here, and you are more ready than you've ever been.